Howdy folks, friends and family across the globe, and welcome to part of my Dead or Alive series, where I go and explore and look back at some of the older MMOs that we used to have back in the day, and see how they're faring. If they're still stable, if they're still playable, most importantly, at this stage of the game, if you can play them solo. At least for this video, we're checking that part out. And then sometimes I try to look at PvP. I probably will not be doing that with this one, like I did with Warhammer Online, but that's because this was always more of a bit more traditional MMO, whereas Warhammer Online kind of tried to craft around PvP. Anywho, do not do tips, tricks, guides, walkthroughs, speedruns, 100% trophies, or achievements. I play games for fun. The idea behind it is to give you videos like this, or videos showing you games you've never heard of. Maybe encourages you to play them. Or you just love the sound of my voice. You pop it on in the background in case got nothing else going on and no one else can make it over to hang out. Not a problem, because the way I see it, these videos are kind of like little portals or gateways that connect you to me and me to you. It's like you're inviting me into your home, I'm inviting you into mine, and we get to share the world's biggest couch. It flies, it has laser beam eyes, that's right, it's called the internet. So the next couple hours, well, probably about an hour, maybe a little less. Consider me your buddy, your pal, your friend as we play these games. Good games, bad games, old games, new games, all sorts of games, except maybe especially sometimes always not sports games. My subscribers, I want to say thank you. So thank you. Thank you to each and every one of y'all, because if it wasn't for you, these videos wouldn't be happening. I can promise you all this. As long as one of you stays subscribed, videos will keep rolling. Drive-by rubbing computers, howdy. Captain Loco's eyeing the door. You want to go out? And you know what? I'm going to recommend this game. It was a really solid game that kind of got avalanched underneath the times where everybody and their mother were trying to drop an MMO. And I say this because I'm waiting on the cat to actually see what he's going to do. You want to go? You want to leave the room? Yeah? You want to go out? Come on. Let's hurry up. Let's get out. I'm a big fan of Robert E. Howard's work, one of my favorite authors. I love Kroll, I love Cole, I love Conan, and Solomon Kane. Most of the time when I play role-playing games, for example, I usually roll Barbarian, Thief type of things. Or Necromancer. Now, let me preface this. This is the game that I would say has the best Necromancer class of any video game out there. You really felt like a Necromancer. Now, these aren't my original characters. Just because I lost that account a long time ago because I forgot a lot of information. I just didn't want to jump through the hoops. Anyways, this is, once again, Dead or Alive. Is this worth playing? Especially if you're someone looking for an MMO, but you don't want to pay those MMO prices. I want to show you there are options out there. If I remember, this is done by the same folks who did The Secret World, Anarchy Online, both of those which I played, one of which I still play occasionally. And we'll get to that one. Alright, I will not be starting from scratch, but to give you an idea, when this game was originally presented, they were doing a lot of different things. They were trying to make it more cinematic and story-driven than normal MMOs. They kind of succeeded there a bit. You start off on a slave ship, and that's going to be your character creator. And I haven't actually advanced too far with this character yet, so we will do that. It's been a while since I've come back to play this, so even though I'm level 7, I've not really done much. Okay, so I have to get used to the controls. Alright, so there's item shops, well, especially for a game like this. This is kind of how they get their money to come in. Potion, special items, so character. Alright. Anywho, so what else did this game do different other than narrative storytelling type stuff? Well, it did this. Directional combat. Made it a bit more engaging, where depending upon the direction you actually swing, you can do less or more damage. Looks good, all things considered. But yeah, the Necromancer class was great. I love it. Speaking of, let's see if we can't get it going. Also, I gotta re-look at everything. What do we got? Crouch. Okay, looks like there was some collision, dash, so you can sprint, rest, switch weapons, toggle combat. All right. Let's do it. Also, very traditional. I don't remember what any of the keys or options are. Opens player window. We already have that. Resource quest. Outside of that, it is what you expect from MMOs at the time. I'm trying to see about its quests. Achievements. Again, very much the like Warhammer's book. Extra little goals that you can try and achieve. Okay. Let's log in rewards. Controls. There is active blocking, so outside of trying to present a more cinematic story experience, though to be fair, it was really kind of the beginning area. It started to kind of go down a bit as you went further in the game in regards to that. It became more of a traditional MMO. The directional combat was a big thing. And to be honest, they did pretty well with staying faithful to a lot of the Conan lore, whether it was the comics or the books or the short stories. Flesh to Worms, that's an ability. Ice Shackle, do we have that already? Yes, Strike Back. Okay. I forgot how many of these we can actually summon, so let's see. Got the pet bar here. Alright, we're low level, we can only do 2. But as you level up Necromancer, for example, you can get a ton.
Hello. I am Ninus, a humble servant of Mitra.
It was also praised for having voice acting. Which, again, if anyone's familiar with the Secret World, you know the kind of experience they tried to go with. Alright. Shipwrecked, I'm free of the cursed shackles, talk to the city guard. To the hill above the city, okay. Oh, this is telling us kind of where to go. There's talent trees, so it was that era of MMO. Just to give you an idea. God, it feels so good to be back into this. And as I stated, you can play it for free. Wait, what? Alright, let's look at this. Casting time 1 second, 2 seconds. Yeah, you could get really crazy with the horde of undead that you could get. Necromancers were great in that you can kind of, being a pet class, navigate a lot of stuff solo. And it wasn't like a warlock pet class in World of Warcraft, for example. You could go two ways. You could either have fewer minions that are more powerful, or more minions that are less powerful. So that's right. I have an ability that causes another minion to rise. They are on a timer, I think. It says when your group perform a fatality with this buff, the frozen hatred pet appears under your control for 60 seconds. I'm talking like you could get anywhere from like 5 or 6 of them, or nope. It is a bit wonky, but again, if you're familiar with the developers, you know that happens sometimes. Their ambition usually is their eyes are bigger than their mouth or their stomach, whatever that saying is. Attack me. I might have bitten off more like a chew. Okay. Kill streak. Okay. It has been an even longer time since I've okay, the dungeon ruins level 10 to 20, 5 to 19. I played this early level, so this is going to be more or less new. Well, it looks like we're getting hit with some type of latency issue. Animation actually looks really decent. The way that those gorillas are falling over. Alright, I don't want to get sidetracked. Great. Respawning is pretty quick. This is gonna be rough. Oh no. So let me know, have you ever played this or heard of it? Yeah. Oh no. Oh, I'm dead. Yep. Ah, crap. Okay. Maybe we go a different way. Did we get a penalty on that? Deal no damage, okay. Oh, I didn't even use that. Is that a player? I don't even know where I'm at. Yeah, a lady. So that, as you've seen also with the chat, there are still people around. Okay, I cannot remember for the life of me.
Hail! I am World Captain Lalanga.
Omicron rules apply? How are you, Wall Captain?
I've been better. Have you seen or heard aught of the Picts flooding the forest around KOTOR?
I know of their presence, yes.
I expected as much. They are present in such numbers that I worry for the future of the city. KOTOR is no paradise, but it deserves better than to burn at the hands of Pictish savages.
I agree.
They need to be called like the animals they are. Each Pict that dies now will stare unblinking out.
Remember, we're playing a Stygian, too. I forgot. I'll make their blood flow.
Be it so. Lately they have taken to preying on any who venture outside the city gates. Strom does nothing. His fears are fixed firmly upon the resistance within KOTOR. And he ignores the barbarians bleeding the population in tiny trickles. I ask you to hunt them as they hunt us, and leave so many dead that they fear further vengeance.
You got those inflatable doll eyes going on. But it was really cool that it was voice acted, and they were going for that cinematic experience. And to kind of retread that ground, it was that time everyone was going for an MMO, and they were all trying different things. It was really a great time. And this is one that kind of flew under the radar. It was promoted pretty big and people were aware of it, but it kind of lost steam early on compared to some other MMOs at the time that were trying to compete against WoW. Alright, but now I will try and show you the combat system to the best of my remembering and knowledge. If not, remember there's this little helpful... Oh. Are we getting a crash? I hope not. Okay. Oh, okay, that's right. They added this later on where usually there'd be a timer. Also allows you to access portals to teleport to dungeons, kind of stuff. So this here, the manual, getting started, playing Age of Conan, gamer combat. Alright, so look for weaknesses in your opponent's defenses. See directional shields for more info. 1, 2, and 3 keys. At later levels, Q and E are also used. For example, with how interesting they were going with the combat, not less complex than Warhammer Online, but in a different direction, where Warhammer Online really hammered that collision detection home. Your swings can strike enemies adjacent to your target, so you can hit more than one target with certain weapons. And I guess I could delete the... You know what? We'll end on that. We'll go back to the character creation and mess with that. Alright, so when we do the melee combat, you're going to see three different direction arrows. One to the left, one to the right, and one up on top. The more shields they have, the less damage they take from a swing from that direction. So if they got 3 top, one to the left, one to the right, hitting them on the top is going to do less damage, if I remember. Or maybe it does more. I can't remember. Let's look at that. Yes. Okay. So, melee combat will also evolve. If you keep striking them on a weak point, they'll eventually change their defensive stance to that side. So if you keep hitting from the left, they'll increase the defense to the left, which means you need to then shift your direction to one of the other two spots to continue to do good, consistent damage. So he's got like a pretty well defended perspective. So now we go to the right. There we go. I probably did not explain that well, but I'm also playing a class that is a spellcaster. So we got to kill 30 picks, huh? Alright. Collector.
Picts everywhere.
What are you doing here?
Watching the demise of my trade. I came here to fight the Picts for what's mine. The savages attacked my caravan and made off with my goods. Those leather straps could have been sold to smithies, stables, craftsmen. I lost a year's worth of profit.
And why are you standing here?
Are you blind? I came here thinking I would be able to fight them, but look at them all. There are countless Picts down there, a swarm of degenerates, ready to crack my bones and split my flesh.
Perhaps I can help.
Do our causes match? If you've come to the ruins with a mind to slay pigs, then you could aid me by looting any leather straps you find on their bodies. I fear they use them for weapon bindings. So who knows how many are carrying them. For each 5 you return to me, I'll reward you with a few potions.
Alright, goodbye.
Kill as many of those murderous beasts as possible.
Okay, I do want to point out I'm playing this at about 9:50, 9:30 to 9:50. I think I started at 9:30 a.m. Central Time in the United States. And we've already seen players. And chat seems to be active. Let's give this a look. And Frenzy, of course, makes him bigger. And we've reached level 8. Okay, what does that do? Now, how do we level up? I can't remember. Okay, we get basic stat increases, skill level. We might not be unlocking talents until level 10. Okay, fresh kills. So when you rest, it's as if you'd expect it in other games. You get a resting experience bonus. You gain 20 skill points. How do we use skill points? What is this? Is that where we end up if we kick the bucket? I'm guessing. Alright, leveling up. Let's try and find that. Okay, you get more experience for chaining kills, fresh kills, XP from PvP, of course. Combo spells and abilities. I mean, there is a lot here. It's also very Lord of the Ring-ish. Online, at least, where... Oh. Okay, is that all the skills I have? What other skills? I feel like this is a dungeon experience, isn't it? Alright, so we'll hold off on this. Don't want to get bogged down. Oh yeah, it's a dungeon. Ha! I was going in there to do that. There you go. Basic combat for the most part, at least with this class. The whole tutorial area is short and sweet. You end up on a beach, and you have to make your way here. Alright, let's see if it'll just let us in. If we can go in and out. I'm sure we can go in and out.
Greetings, friend.
I'm looking for Nadini.
See her? She lives in KOTOR, alright? But she rarely leaves her shack.
No slave irons. Let me in.
Why, how rare! You look much like an escaped slave who blindly approached me a short while ago.
That's right, I'm remembering now.
KOTOR. But I am sure you've never worn a slave's manacles in your life. Very rare. You may pass, but there is a condition my
You start off with slave chains on. You have to get them broken off. That's a quest. Name it.
Inside the city, you'll find a thirsty dog tavern close to the gate. The barmaid there, Tina. I want you to act on this letter. I'll see her after I finish my duties today, so I'll know if you don't keep your word. Tell her no longer sent you, and keep your heart to yourself. Hear me?
Yeah, I'll bring her your note.
Thank you. A word of wisdom if you've the time. This was your first lesson in how Totage works. A favor for a favor. careful when scratching others' backs that someone doesn't plant a dagger in yours. You think the jungle was bad? Welcome to you all. Try not to be seen breaking any laws, eh? Greetings, friend.
What troubles?
Trouble. Hordes of Pictish barbarians. Executions.
Who's Mithril?
Depends who you ask.
I'm asking well, Captain the wrong with the red hand.
This betrayal is Admiral Strom's ally.
Okay.
Even when she's not speaking, one of my trusted friends. Another man wearing the red. That's all I ask. Watch out for the Picts.
Alright, I'll grab whatever quests I can. So yeah, there's a lot of dialogue and story elements, at least early on. Let's just grab everything we can, alright? Tell me about yourself.
I'm one of the few people left alive in the city. Due to my strength and occupation as a blacksmith, the Red Hand will not easily take my life.
So, there's an overarching story, but then there's also interwoven personal stories throughout the game. Again, the beginning area was really good. How it was handled. And so far, when it comes to, can this game be played solo? Yes. Right off the bat, I'm just going to tell you, it's very solo friendly. Brings you, how are you?
Better, much like the city itself.
Some classes will be more difficult than others to play.
Little place to sell my wares, and little opportunity to acquire fresh materials to work. I am a blacksmith with no metal, and a trader with no customers. Strom's Red Hand is well named, for they strangle all life from the city's trade.
Even if you're not looking for an MMO, but you're looking for something like Knights of the Old Republic, this fits.
Worse than badly. Strom's men kill any who dare speak out against him or the new laws. Traders abandon their stores or are murdered outright under suspicion of resistance involvement. Most people get by nowadays by doing favors.
Need help with anything?
Are you too proud to help with a little scavenging? If you could search the empty and abandoned stalls down by the old harbor market and give me what you find, I will give you what I can as payment.
Got it.
My need is true enough. Down by the harbor market, a leather worker, a butcher, and a baker once worked in their own market stores. All three are dead, executed by the Red Hand. So, they will not miss any scavengings you bring back for me. Farewell.
Alright. What do you want? Tell me about yourself.
My name is Sasan. I came here when I was young, seeking a life of ease and adventure. Answering to no man's law but the will of the sea. When my legs lost their strength, I settled in a small hut above the city. That was until the bandits came.
You seem deep in your cups.
I have many sorrows to drown, that's why. Driven out of my home above the city, and the Red Hand don't care what happens to the locals.
What happened?
I used to make a living repairing clothes. Honest work, and people always needed me. Right up until one day some brutal pirates appeared in front of my old hut. They set up a camp and scared away my customers and the girl who used to bring me food. If I only had my tools, I could work from here. I daren't go back myself.
I'll help you get your tools.
You think so? If you could bring me my spools of thread, it would be enough for now. Is in my hut outside the gates here to the right, up by the stone quarry. You need to walk up some stairs to get there. Just bring back enough for me to pass the time with a little trade. Farewell.
Man, it feels so good to be back to this.
Yes?
I feel like I say that every time I do these Dead or Alive videos, but really, these are games that didn't deserve to go away. There's still a lot of great stuff here.
My name is Skeggy.
One summer I
Yeah.
came from grim
Okay.
dark Cimmeria. Now I wish I had stayed in the north. I count the days until the Red Hand will have us all killed. Hungry. So very hungry.
Why don't you eat some?
Oh, you're a sharp one. I can't get anything to eat, can I? I used to get by fine on the sea's bounty. But now that the Red Hand has taken over the old lighthouse in the harbour, I fear returning there to fish. If the Red Hand pay attention to you, you can look forward to a back alley beating at best, or turning up floating in the harbour at worst. So I need someone to get my fish.
I'll go.
Oh, would you really risk it? Head
Yep,
down
for a
to the
quest.
harbour, then
Experience.
go south to
Rewards.
the lighthouse. Look for my fishing rack behind it. I'm sure there are plenty of fish there. Long days, pleasant nights.
Can I be of service?
Tell me about yourself.
I am Sancha, mistress of the Bearded Clam, the finest whorehouse in Tortage. Lovely.
Okay, this takes place during the King Conan era.
Or have
Got
you
it.
come to ask me of the Hall of the Black Ones? I know where it lies on White Sands Isle. I was there once, with no less a personage than King Conan, and the memories still ravage my sleep.
The Bearded Clam.
My whorehouse is spoken of in ore from here to far off Zitai, catering to everyone and every desire. Whether you're a copper-poor sailor or a merchant with pockets weighed down by gold, you'll find a welcome.
King Conan rescued
Many
from the
years
Black Ones.
ago.
All the
I
Black Ones.
wish to meet you soon.
Okay.
Anything
Hello.
and hello.
How's business?
Things are not going well in my House of Losts. The pirates who are trapped in Tortage because of the blockade.
I remember
now have
dialogue
their flesh
does
and
somewhat
justified.
at times, maybe
It
actually
upsets the girl.
shift things a bit, but I'll find those pigs and bleed them for their money.
Whether your fervor comes from anger at injustice
Anger.
or a need to impress my girls, I care not.
Alright, where can I find them?
One's responsible. Farewell.
Alright.
What do you want?
Greetings.
Noble in name only, I fear. I've lost everything to pirates, landlocked by the blockade. The Red Hand do nothing to protect the townsfolk. Now
All
I have
captains
lost
wishing to pass through the blockade must meet with Lord Admiral Strong.
What happened to your slaves?
After
Master
the
Ulrich
pirates
with a
plundered
signed
my
permission.
mansion, the slaves left one by one. Now they mix in with the pirates camping outside in the Noble District, living happily off the profits from my family heirlooms. Damn them all.
Well, I don't know if this will keep me out of a quest, but I could help you with
I
it.
do. Will you face them and make them suffer?
Will do.
It's the Red Hand guards you need to worry about. Goodbye.
Okay.
Yes, what is it?
What do you want?
I want to be alive and wealthy. Is that too?
Okay.
Of course I am. But only as a petty beggar. I have a plan. It is an accusation used to remove one's enemies in Tortage. Strom takes no risks.
Why they hate you?
Oh, I've used their names more than a few
Oh.
times. Good. Now go.
So long then.
Okay. You just wanted to get that out of the way. Let's just grab stuff. And hopefully, you know, you pick up the game. It's, I want to point out again, it's free. You just gotta download it. And it's only like 10 gigs, if that. Can you believe that? Like, you know, it's not the prettiest thing to look at. I think it holds up well. So, look. You can see there the shields. So he's got 2 in that direction. 2 in that. Now, some enemies get more shields. Others get less. So some might only get 1 or 2 shields. Others could get like 5 or 6. And it was an interesting way to keep the game on your toes, more or less. Right. Alright,
Can I be of service?
here you go.
Thank you so much. Now let me see them. Nice. Some of these I will share with my girls. Thank you, friend. See you soon.
Alright, it looks like she's got another quest, but we don't get access to it yet. Alright, where is that? Oh, it's a siege mount. Okay, it's not an actual mount. Got it. So siege is very much like, in a lot of ways, Warhammer Online. But not as in-depth, right? Like Warhammer Online's whole thing was PvP. Or allowing players to play PvE. This was following more of a traditional route. But they did add like siege mounts and everything to kind of mix it up. Man, this is wonderful. Also, it was kind of a more adult, darker themed MMO, where, you know, WoW, of course, always had that cartoony graphics and feel to it. Warhammer Online was also pretty gritty, but in a different way. In a way only Warhammer could be. But Conan, I was so hyped up when I remembered this was announced. I probably played it for a couple of years. And there's an example of that collision. One tool and tool dumb. Tell me about yourself. Is it not your duty to stand guard all day?
Yes, in fact, I was considering
What do you want?
a friend of mine needs some special material.
Who's your friend?
Tarisha, the antiquary. She is a scholar
Alright, I'm
of
interested.
venom of snakes and scorpions. Just I need strength and honor.
Okay. Yeah, this is more or less like the beginning areas.
All questions have answers. If you know, I am Nadini. Those who need to seek me out for advice or a sage's tales are invited to do so. Our paths are a braid of fate.
Is there a much larger? Yeah, no, this is still like the start. Okay. Just keep going. I probably should have gone a little further to make it a bit more exciting, but I think this is a great way to show you the combat and then how cinematic the game was looking to be. Again, at the time, things like World of Warcraft and such, yeah, this guy's gonna take us to the...
I am kept in Sakumbe.
I thought everyone be gone with you now.
This will get us to the main area, the main game. But it was trying to do something a little bit different. Probably should have pulled, huh? Yep, I should have pulled, because I'm about to go down again. Yep, oh crap. It is not the easiest nor for the faint of heart. We are only level 8. All right. Let's try going this way. Oh, look at that. He got frozen. Ha. That is cool. I'm not sure what the best rotation is, husbands. Oh god, no. Wow, they do seem to have some player bias. we got that. Can't remember. Yeah, we can go in here. We need a key. Okay. Man, these respawn rates are crazy though. If we go down, we go down. Let's just see what's going on. We are in a precarious situation here. Alright, we gotta get out of here. Probably not gonna make it. That's alright. Nope, and there's crocodiles down there. Yep, we're done for it. Oh. Now, despite how difficult I'm making it come off, if you just level up, or, you know, I'm pretty sure most people would be happy enough to help. If you just ask, you can always pair up. Or even better, get some friends involved. Again, the game's free, So grab like 3 or 4 buddies and just adventure through Hyboria together. Alright, let's go turn this in and then I'll call it. I just wanted to give you a look and show that the game is still alive and functioning and well. In case you're looking for an MMO, maybe you're tired of what's out there and you're like, I want to play something new. Well, that's why I decided to do this series. This series, it's only going to be like 3 or 4 games. Here you go.
I knew I could count on you. I know when to
Give.
trust. Thank you for what you've done. Life's balance upon getting these ingredients.
Not a problem.
Here's a little reward. Be strong. If only for your loved ones.
Alright. And once again, this is just the beginning area. That's right, you can climb it. You need 75. That's, again, the points. Now I'm remembering things. There's a lot more to it. Hidden areas, hidden objectives, multiple ways to actually solve some quests. Meat cleaver. Oh, that's right. He wanted me to pick up a bunch of different random stuff, so. Okay, that's a giant spider. Okay, well, that said, folks, I'm going to call it here. Thanks for joining. Another entry into our Dead or Alive series, checking out MMOs to see if they're still active, which, well, let's go down the criteria. Is it still active? Yes. Despite how badly I've been playing, can you play this like a solo Knights of the Old Republic style game? Yes, you can. Best part of all, it's free. So make sure you check out Age of Conan. It's only like 10 gigs. Maybe I'll do a thing to show you the different classes, or better yet, again, just check it out for yourself. So, my subscribers, y'all stay awesome and you have an amazing day. Or if you prefer stay amazing, have an awesome day. Drive-by rubber necking viewers, I'll catch you later. Until then, folks, you have a good morning, good afternoon. Most importantly, have yourselves a very good night.